So I've got this 2020 F-150. It's got the 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 engine, and today we're going to be doing an MPG test on this truck. Now, it doesn't get any more real world than this. This is actually a enterprise rental because my daily driver, my 2020 450, is in the shop right now getting some work done. So I figured I might as well go ahead and take advantage of the situation and do a quick real world MPG on this second gen 3.5 EcoBoost with the 10-speed transmission. Now, this is going to be interesting because this is an enterprise rental. It doesn't get more real than this. This truck is not very well maintained. It's probably got cheap oil, doesn't have all the fancy faux synthetics. I know the brakes are horrible on this truck. I mean, they pulse, and after you drive it for a while, everything kind of gets noisy. It's not like when I had the 3.5 EcoBoost. I had a second gen. I had a 2018, I believe, second gen 3.5 EcoBoost, and that truck was smooth, well taken care of, no issues. But this one, this is kind of more real world. You know, this has 53,000 miles, whereas the truck that I had only had like 20,000 when I turned it in. So at 50,000 miles, you know, more abuse, not cared for, nothing special, no thrills. How is this truck going to perform as it ages, you know? And I can tell you this too. This, for being 60,000 or 50,000, it's not a ton of miles, but it's enough to where it's not easy miles. These are hard. This is 53,000 hard rental miles. Who knows what this thing's been through? The way it drives, it feels like it's been through hell, basically. It drives so rough. The trans shifts horribly. I know when the 10 speeds came out, you know, I was a big proponent for them, but the shifting is just horrible on this truck. And from what I hear, having a 10-speed being in the rental vehicle, I hear that the transmission can have to learn so many different drivers that it could be the reason why it shifts so harsh. Now, I have to say, I'm not super impressed with Enterprise and their rental. When they give you the rental for 150, there's no hitch on the truck. You can't tow. And I get it. You know, this truck feels so abused and you can't tow with it. So what do they do to abuse it? For all we know, I mean, they get these trucks, they rent them, and they overload the bed is what I'm thinking. They're probably, you know, what happens when you're in a truck? What do you go? You go fill the bed with dirt. You know, you really shouldn't do that with the 150. Shouldn't fill your F-150 with dirt. Like, that's too much payload. You know, a truck can hold a 150, probably 1,500 pounds and still be within specification. How much can a truck really hold? Easily, you know, it'll be overweight, but you could put 2,000 pounds in a 150. Okay, no problem. But if you put 2 yards of dirt in a 150, you could be at 4,000 pounds. So yeah, you don't want to put dirt in your 150. So I think people rent these, they get gravel, they get dirt, they do all kind of crazy stuff that they don't want to do with their own vehicle, and then that's why it feels so abused. I mean, the rotors are warped. And then too, maintenance, a little good maintenance would help, but I don't think they're doing the best maintenance. So anyway, we are at the gas station. We're going to fill this truck up so we can get the most accurate MPG test. Let's get some of that $6 gas, baby. All right, this girl's getting regular. Working with one hand here. And one of the things I forgot is, 150s, easy nozzle. I have a diesel truck right now. It's in the shop, but kind of forgot about that. I've been having to take this cap off, but it's a good time to go ahead and say FJB and go ahead and see how bad we're gonna get it today. See how much fuel we need. All right, $123 FJB. Sorry if you LJB, but yeah, times we live in, fuel prices are insane. But let's go ahead and see if this old abused 3.5 EcoBoost can save us some fuel. Is this a fuel efficient vehicle in 2022? Anyway, let's go ahead and get on the road. See you guys once we're rolling. All right, so we're inside the truck. I just reset the MPG trip computer. We are going to start this test with a full tank of gas, and then once we are done, we are going to return to the spot, fill up, and double check our math. But we'll also see what the trip computer tells us. But anyway, see you guys once we hit the road. All right, guys, so we are on the road. We are about 15-20 miles in, and we are getting 21 miles to the gallon. I am pretty impressed with this truck. I mean, it's not a Powerboost, it's not a 2.7, it's a 3.5. It's got a lot of power, a lot of fun to drive, tons of torque and speed and all that good stuff, and it's getting pretty good MPG. And I'm running the AC. I'm traveling at 75 to 80 miles an hour, and yeah, it's doing pretty good. But anyway, I'm gonna continue this drive. I'll see you guys once we reach our destination. It's gonna be a nice treat for us, but see you guys in a few minutes. Bye. All right, guys, we have reached our destination. We've got 21 miles to the gallon, and we are paying a little visit to a friend of mine. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go inside and see who's inside. All right, guys, let's swing inside and see if Powerstroke Tech Talk with A-Rod is here. All right, Cody, what's up? It's a camera. What up? What up?
We're just keeping it real. I want you guys to stay tuned to the channel. The short we just made today regarding your battery light on your Lumiduty. The biggest thing you guys got to check for is green corrosion. I've showed you multiple videos where I had you go and clip all the zip ties so that your harness sits nice and free. Well, the client actually did that, but kind of a hard spot to see. I saw some green corrosion, telltale sign of what's behind there. Broken wire.
I missed you, buddy. Where you been?
I've been in Florida, man.
All right, guys, so just got done with Powerstroke Tech Talk and now headed home, continuing this MPG test. Let's see what we burned. On the way home, and first of all, I want to thank Powerstroke Tech Talk for having me out there. And I do want to kind of talk about the fuel prices right now. It's like interesting, you know, a trip like this, about 30 miles one way, so maybe 60 miles total. What is that costing us right now with fuel prices being just over $5 a gallon? You know, it's going to be interesting to top this girl off and see again. Now we are getting 20.1 miles to the gallon according to the computer. How accurate that is, I don't know. It kind of goes by how accurate the speedometer is, how accurate all these different variables and factors. So a lot of times they can be totally accurate, but sometimes they're not. So I'm going to be very curious as to is the truck accurate. If anything, it's probably within a few miles. If anything, it's probably within a few miles of being accurate. So it's safe to say we're getting probably at least 20 to the gallon, but I'm very curious how much this trip cost me. When I filled this truck up, it wasn't quite 2E, but dang, $125 just to top off this F-150. It's a significant cost, guys. But anyway, I'm gonna touch base with you at the fuel pump, filling up with fuel. See you guys at the fuel pump. Here we are back at the same pump. Let's see what the damage is. But before we do that, we are at 22.7 miles to the gallon. Let's go ahead and jump out here and fill her up. All right, once again, regular fuel, same pump, easy. Oh, I got gas on the truck, sorry. Enterprise, all the way in. How many gallons did that take and how much money did it take? All right, so it took 3 gallons, 2.9 gallons, so basically 3 gallons, and $15 just to make a trip to the other side of town. Pretty interesting. Yeah, 15 bucks. 15 bucks to just make a trip. But anyway, guys, need to hand calculate everything, but that's pretty much it for the video. I will hand calculate. I got to figure out the starting mileage. I didn't really pay attention, but I'll look back at the footage. But anyway, I'll guess I'll calculate the mileage, and that'll be it for the video. Alright guys, so before I end this video, I do want to point out that I did the calculation for fuel economy based on how much fuel the truck used. So we drove a total of 66
22.4 miles according to what the odometer on the truck told us, and we burned a total of 2.938 gallons according to what the fuel pump told us. It cost me about $15 to make the trip, and the truck returned 22.6 miles to the gallon, which is impressive considering the computer told us we returned 22.4 miles to the gallon. In this case, the computer was accurate. Anyway, this is DS Trucks. My name is Sean. See you in the next video. Over and out.